Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Tonight we're back here with Nostalgia Critic, and tonight, well, we'll be ready to sail the high seas because we got ourselves Pirate Month, the first of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, The Curse of the Black Pearl. So, yep, hope you're savvy. So, this is gonna be a fun one. I mean, come on, it's pirates, Johnny Depp and all that. So, why don't we hop in and take a look back at the start of Pirates of the Caribbean. So, be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's go.
This episode brought to you by Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Also brought to you by Chime, the award-winning app and debit card that can save you money today. Guess what? I'm coming to Dublin. Come see me in Ireland at Vaticon, March 25th to the 26th. And the weekend right after that, you can see me in Chicago at C2E2, March 31st to April 2nd. Hope to see you there.
Cool. Here we go.
Avast me, mateys! I am Hunter S. Sparrow, and welcome to Pirates Month.
Hunter S. Sparrow, okay.
What was seen as a half-baked idea, literally laughed at by audiences just from the poster and teaser, turned into one of Disney's biggest franchises. With 5 films in the lineup, one good and the others there, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies became even more iconic than the original iconic ride. To a point where instead of making the movies more like the ride, they made the ride more like the movies. They earned Johnny Depp an Academy Award nomination, made pirates cool at a time when honestly they were kind of at the height of annoyance, and allowed Disney to finally venture into PG-13 movies. I, for one, can't wait until we get some R-rated flicks in there. There's 5 flicks to get through, and we're gonna do exactly that all this month.
Let's go.
Isn't that right, Will Turner?
Aye, Black Sparrow is ready to set sail.
Hey, I'm Jack Sparrow.
You're not a sparrow.
I am a sparrow, a black sparrow.
Prove it.
Black sparrows are black.
Exactly. You're overqualified. Elizabeth, what should be done with him?
Captain Tam Sparrow here, savvy, and all that.
Man, everyone's just
You're not
Sparrow
savvy,
here.
I'm savvy.
You're not savvy, I'm savvy. Savvy?
Oh boy.
Cut! What the hell, man? You two are supposed to be Will and Elizabeth.
Nobody wants to be Will and Elizabeth.
The only person they remember is Jack Sparrow, and also sometimes the guy who's like Tim Curry, but he's not Tim Curry.
Jeffrey Rush.
That's the one.
And it makes sense anyway. It shows how much people wanted to be Jack Sparrow when the film came out.
And do terrible Jack Sparrow impressions like Malcolm's here.
Oh, come on. Will and Elizabeth were important too. They had so many classic lines, like...
You got nothing, do you?
There's one about a corset, I think.
Exactly! That classic line Will said.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth said!
Let's face it, the only reason people liked these movies was for Jack Sparrow.
Now that's not true, as indicating people liked all the movies.
You know what he means, though. The success was due to him.
I still think there's more to it than that. And to prove it,
take a look?
I'm gonna play Will and Elizabeth, and I will let you two play Jack Sparrow.
Wow.
How are you gonna play both of
Really
them?
big of you.
No problem at all. Well, let me go change in the costume to prove my point.
Man, maybe he does have a point.
Yeah, if he's willing to play both characters, which... How is he supposed to do that?
I think the better question is, why is he locking the door?
Come on, hey! Why would you do this?
It's all about me, mates. Drink up, me hearties. Your ho!
Here we go. Pretty good.
Released 20 years ago in 2003, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl exceeded almost everybody's expectations. I'm really not kidding when I say audiences thought this would be one of Disney's biggest blunders. I remember people passing by the posters saying, oh my god, are they really doing this? Even when the trailers came out, I heard people laughing at how ridiculous Johnny Depp looked and that Jerry Bruckheimer was producing. Are we supposed to take this seriously, I heard somebody ask? And as it turns out, not really.
Yeah.
Despite being marketed as a badass action flick, Pirates had a really goofy sense of humor, helmed by the same team who penned Shrek, Aladdin, and other adventures that had a comedic edge.
Really?
But on top
Jack
of that,
and Aladdin?
also had
Or-
a
wait,
twisted
sorry,
side
Shrek and
to
Aladdin.
it. Director Gore Verbinski
Shoot me.
clearly liked to work with a dark edge in his work, and with Disney saying they wanted to toughen up a little bit with their first PG-13 rating, Pirates turned out to be a good outlet for him.
Ooh.
As for Depp, yes, his performance did play a big part in the film's success, but I think we've seen he's not always the secret ingredient to a good film. I do think there's more to the series being a hit
It's got a
outside
magic
of
that
just
works,
his
and
iconic
sometimes it
performance.
does.
So let's go
Sometimes
ahead
it does.
and take it deeper.
Sometimes it doesn't. Let's go.
This is...
Hey, he's not even staying in costume!
How the hell are you seeing me right now?
We can't.
Well, keep quiet until I'm done with the review.
Well, we could still play Will and Elizabeth.
That is so 3 minutes ago, which in internet time is like 3 weeks. I'm moving on.
Can we at least get food and water?
Pirates don't talk.
That's not a thing.
This is Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the
Curse of the
Black
Black Pearl. All right, guys. Yeah, you know this is revenge for them trying to steal his thunder as the Sparrow. Yeah. I mean, though, you know, Will and Elizabeth do have a great arc. Kind of forgettable in this first one. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Which is kind of surprising when you compare them. So, I'm going to take a look back and see if Will and Elizabeth were that forgettable. So, but anyway, and hunt down some zombie pirates. You'll understand. Let's go!
Ooh, this film is too tough to have the Disney logo before it. I guess this was to show there's no more kid stuff, it's all adult now. Clearly.
But,
We open with a ship sailing the sea when a crewman named Gibbs, played by the underrated Kevin McNally, tells a young Elizabeth Swann not to sing about pirates.
Bad luck to be singing about pirates. It's bad luck to have a woman on board, too. Even a miniature one.
he ain't wrong.
That line being less ewy. She's with her father, Governor Swan, played by Jonathan Pryce.
Governor.
And I should point out this film has a weird way of calling back to other Disney films. Callbacks are everywhere in Disney flicks, and they're usually very clever because they work in some humor. But these are just there.
Shoehorned?
For example, he's dressed as Captain Hook. Why?
Okay, odd.
Barbossa offers an apple that Elizabeth thinks is poisoned. Sure. And look, this guy said Little Mermaid.
A little mermaid flopped up on deck and told him the whole story.
Yeah, they're more distracting than funny. Now the Kraken spat out a mermaid skeleton with red hair. That would be hilarious.
Look, a boy! There's a boy in the water!
Elizabeth sees a boy in the water and alerts the crew. Is it a Viggo Mortensen? No, it's an Orlando Bloom. Ugh, throw him back. He's the only survivor of a shipwreck, and Elizabeth notices something he presumably stole from Atreyu.
Pirates. There's no proof of that. It's probably an accident.
Yeah, it was probably the wind. It's always the wind. The wind set the ship on fire.
Yeah, look at Fire and
Years later,
Destination.
as
You'd be
Elizabeth is
surprised.
now played by Keira Knightley, and the boy named Will grows up into Orlando Bloom.
I have a gift for you.
Beautiful.
Isn't it?
Don't you think it'll look lovely on me? She's also introduced to a corset.
Women in London must have learnt not to breathe.
Now, Mum, you don't need that rib. You got plenty more.
Introduced to Jack Sparrow, played by Johnny Depp, in what many have called one of the greatest character intros of all time.
Yeah, with the ironically sinking ship.
It's a great scene because this finally let people know after seeing all the ads where they make Sparrow look like a badass. Oh, he's supposed to look ridiculous.
The only one not in the joke.
Depp worked hard at getting the look and actions of this character down, but sometimes a little too hard. While most people know he heard that pirates were the rock stars of their day, so he played them like Keith Richards, many don't know that while Verbinski said yes to almost all of Depp's costume choices, he drew the line at an artificial nose that would fall off every single time he sneezed. Yeah, I think something was definitely going on with Depp's nose when he recommended that.
A ship like that makes this one here a bit superfluous, really. Apparently there's some sort of high-toned and fancy to do up at the fort, eh?
And like that, Russell Brand saw this performance and said, I can do that the rest of my life, but bad! While Commodore Norrington, played by Jack Davenport, starts proposing to Elizabeth, she passes out due to the tightness of the corset, resulting in Sparrow saving her.
Will you be saving her then?
I can't swim.
I only dog paddle.
Nice dive, though.
Discovered to be the famous outlaw, though, and immediately arrested.
These are his, sir.
A compass that doesn't point north.
No, it only points to what your heart wants, or whatever bullshit we make up in the next one pretending we had these planned all along.
What the
You
most?
are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of.
I've heard of me, haven't you?
I am the original hate-watching. He manages to escape, though, and works his way into Will Turner's smithy. He breaks his chains with a wheel. Hey, these people wrote cartoons, you're gonna get a cartoon. And he runs into Turner, who tries to stop his escape.
Excellent form, but how's your footwork? If I step here... Very good.
So I'm not gonna pretend the writing in this is spectacular. It is more clever than I think people give credit for. While it is at times a little exposition-y.
You've seen a ship with black sails that's crewed by the devil.
Who makes all these?
I do, and I practice with them 3 hours a day.
Operating on ships and settlements for near 10 years.
Adversary demands parley. You can do them no harm until the parley is complete.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
moving on.
information crammed into certain moments you might miss upon first viewing. Sparrow testing Turner's footwork is not only an excuse to have an action sequence, but it's also used to show how clever he is moving him closer towards the exit.
Ta-da.
When he pulls out the gun, it not only shows that he's a cheat, but also that he doesn't want to use it for certain reasons we'll discover later. But he will if he has to. He is still a cutthroat.
Please move. No! This shot is not meant for you.
A lot of scenes are like that, kind of doing two things at once. Sparrow is captured, though, as the film tries to remind you, oh yeah, this was based on a riot, right?
The dog is never going to move.
Excuse us if we haven't resigned ourselves to the gallows just yet.
First time.
Yeah, I wonder if, I'm surprised John didn't think, first time? Just keep a sword, you'll be fine. Oh well. Yeah. Does get a little exposition-y. That'd be a word. I don't know. Best I could do. But, I mean, considering most people probably never heard of the ride and I gotta dump some lore in there, well, you gotta work with what you got, right? But, hey, really shows Jack's pretty clever despite the whole, but you have heard of me, you know, that. Anyway, Black Pearl coming in. I mean, you all know what's next, right?
His former ship, the Black Pearl, arrives as the golden piece Elizabeth had called to them in the water. Okay, this is gonna sound like an odd comparison, but these pirates kind of remind me of the nuns from Sister Act. In that they really didn't have to give them that much personality, but you do appreciate that every single one feels unique. They could just casted extras in these roles, but no, they went out of their way to cast character actors who really do leave an impression. I especially love this one guy who's obsessed with explosions. His crazy love for them is like a mix between Art the Clown and that weird bomber from The Tick.
Bad is good, baby! Down with government!
Also, seriously, what is this guy thinking answering the door?
Candy Crush.
Don't answer it!
Oh, idiot, think too happy.
Wait, how's he know it's hot if later they say they can't feel anything? In fact, how'd this guy get hurricane knocked with that pan? Darn, movie sucks now. I thought it was good until it was bad.
Also, yeah, the guy that got burned and the one smacked by the pan, keep an eye on them. They'll be coming back. Trust me. I think they're in the next two movies, I think. Don't know if they're in the fourth one or the fifth one. I'll have to look back on that. We'll probably get a clue. So yeah, like I said, just keep an eye on them, huh? Anyway. Elizabeth's trying to fight back with the whole
Just a reminder, Sparrow doesn't get all the laughs.
We know you're here, Poppet. We will find you, Poppet.
Come on out, we're gonna play ninja.
Okay, then, hey! Hello, Poppet.
Parley!
They find Elizabeth, but she invokes the right of parley, which means she can be taken to Captain Barbossa, played by Jeffrey Rush. And just like every role he's in, it looks like he's having a blast.
I am here to negotiate cessation of hostilities against Port Royal.
A lot of long words there, miss. We're naught but humble pirates.
Okay, so here's the thing about Will and Elizabeth in this. They are necessary characters to anchor credibility to all the goofiness going on. And in comparing the two, Elizabeth really isn't that bad. She clearly isn't trained as a fighter, so she has to use her wits to survive. And she is good.
Again, more of an arc player.
Time matters to us.
Well, I suppose if it is worthless.
She has enough charm and intelligence that I don't want to see anything bad happen to her.
Charm.
Will, on the other hand, is so goddamn boring.
They've taken Elizabeth. We have to hunt them down. We must save her. And where do you propose we start?
The water!
Ow!
A lot of this may come from Bloom wanted to play the role smooth and cool, while Verbinski kept insisting he was supposed to be a dork. It's only sword fighting that he's supposed to excel at. Everything else about him is supposed to be out of place. And he's both too suave and too bland to be out of place.
Avast!
Really?
Yeah, is that really that funny? I feel like a Nicholas Hoult, Tom Holland, or James McAvoy could pull this off with more comedy and personality. Bloom just looks like Legolas needs a bath. He doesn't leave much of an imprint.
Kinda does.
With that said,
And a hair dye
it's
fast.
not awful. He has a cute moment here and there, and clearly he's supposed to be eye candy for younger viewers. But whenever there's a scene where he's the focus, I constantly have to remind myself, oh, this scene was in the movie? I totally forgot that, despite seeing this several times.
You were familiar with that ship, the Black Pearl?
I've heard of it.
Thankfully, he teams up with Jack Sparrow, though, who agrees to help him save Elizabeth if he can help him escape and be captain once again of the Black Pearl.
Also, how are they that low?
feel like there's a lot of reasons that wouldn't work, but repeat to yourself, it's just a party track that has been turned into a movie. I should really just relax. They take command of a ship and Norrington chases after them.
Search every cabin, every hole, down to the bilges.
Be sure to bring every last man on board. All eggs in this basket. It's Dark Knight Rises rules here. Of course, Jack and Will take over the other ship and sail off with it. Having destroyed the ship they left over's cannons and rudder.
That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen.
So it would seem.
Well, maybe it's just because you suck balls. He's the greatest pirate we've ever seen. Will finds out that his father, named Bootstrap Bill, was indeed a pirate, much to his letdown.
Good man. Good pirate.
Keep an eye on
Yes, they're practically identical. Again, all planned from the beginning. Trap will pick up his friend Gibbs as well as a crew at a place that seems to love and hate him at the same time.
Not sure I deserve that.
Seems
you gotta
like
do
her trial in a nutshell. While Elizabeth lies about her last name, saying it's Turner, so they don't know she's the governor's daughter, but rather they're under the impression that she's Bootstrap Bill's child.
There's no need to stand on ceremony. You must be hungry.
Jesus, you pig!
This is Aztec gold. A terrible curse.
Why is it every moment he's on screen I want him to sing I'm reviewing the situation? Wow, he actually said arr! Not sure why I assumed this movie wouldn't have him do that, but it's strange to see for some reason. It wasn't even prompted. Couldn't he have at least been like, sorry, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. We needed a break from our usual Talk Like a Office Worker ritual.
And there's the skeletons. Like I said, I'm dead.
As though he's working with a skeleton crew who can't die or feel anything because they're cursed. But returning the gold they stole along with her blood will lift it.
Look, the moonlight shows us for what we really are.
I'm sure I said this before, but anything supernatural that has a blank leads to blank, I usually love. Pour water on a sea creature and they're revealed. Sun rises and gargoyles turn to stone. And yeah, moonbeams revealing ghost pirates is pretty damn awesome. In my opinion, it's the most fun and creative thing in the movie. I just love it.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
And spoilers, we do make random sounds so that ghost hunters can go, what's that?
Yep. Kind of almost has the same vibe. That's right, kid. The boogeyman's real. And you're looking right at him. I don't know why. I can actually imagine Barbossa actually saying that. I don't know why I said it like him, but I can't help it, you know? That's right, kid. The boogeyman is real. And you're looking right at this crew. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know why. I can imagine him saying that. Anyway, so I'll have to return the gold.
Jack and Will acquire themselves a crew, including Zoe Zeldana.
You stole my boat.
You'll get another one.
I will.
I don't need this. I have like 5 green screens to be in front of tomorrow.
Yeah, fair.
Sail and Gibbs tells Turner about how Jack had his ship taken away by Barbossa and marooned him on a desert island.
But not before he'd gone mad with the heat.
So that's the reason for all the...
That's a great impression of everybody's impression of him.
Yeah, pretty much.
They get to the treasure where they return the coin along with Elizabeth's blood, but they don't know if it worked.
How do we tell?
Fine. Oh, hey, shot me.
Do I need a joke for everything? Can't that just be funny?
Parlay! Down to the depths, whatever mutton they thought of parlay!
That would be the French.
The French.
Will and Elizabeth escape, but Jack gets captured and he tells him why Elizabeth's blood didn't work.
Kill him.
The girl's blood didn't work, did it?
Hold your fire!
Despite only having a few scenes together, I instantly believe the
I was kind of just in that because they go, no.
Whenever they talk, it genuinely feels like they've known each other for years, and they love getting under each other's skin.
Again, look at the books. You'd be surprised.
You know whose blood we need.
I know whose blood you need.
Jack tells him where to locate the ship, but Elizabeth has a plan of attack.
Lower the anchor on the right side. On the starboard side!
Certainly has the element of surprise.
Cannons are fired, eyes are forked up, and Jack escapes just to get captured again. Yeah, he's basically the Han Solo of this series, a smuggler who always has to be saved, even in between movies. How's that plan working out, Elizabeth? You definitely got some brains, but a pirate's life ain't for you. Oh, I mean, it's what we were always building up the whole time. All the bad stuff really is in the sequels, isn't it?
Oh, Monkey's got the medallion.
It's weird. For some reason, I don't think monkeys are funny, but people saying the word monkey is goddamn hilarious.
You took advantage of our hospitality last time. Now you return the favor.
Izzy, a family
She goes free.
Will says his blood is what they need to lift the curse and forces them to let Elizabeth and Jack go. They do so, but abandon them on the same island Jack was marooned before.
I'd be having that dress back before you go.
Goes with your black heart.
It's your black heart there.
It's purple.
That was the same little island that we made you governor of on our last little trip. Perhaps you'll be able to conjure up another miraculous escape.
Yeah, why are you putting him back in the place he got out of again? Isn't that kind of like... Oh, well, I know how to solve this. Oh. Jack admits it was pure luck how he got off the island before, but Elizabeth pretends to flirt with him and get him drunk so that she can set the island ablaze.
Well, the devil's whiplash, you were really bad. You got me hot as your hope.
Sings about as well as he did in Sweeney Todd. Elizabeth's plan works as they're noticed by Norrington's ship and picked up. Jack has yet another way to weasel his way into an opportunity, though.
Think about it. The Black Pearl.
You will accompany these fine men to the helm and provide us with a bearing to Isla de Muerta.
Why do people keep listening to him?
Good question.
Pirates don't talk.
Shout out to you. I think with him, he's just that savvy. I don't know. Plus, I mean, they did trick him, so I guess they gotta figure out something. I don't know. You'll see more.
He agrees to let Jack help them capture the pearl and save Will.
Jack, it's not possible.
How did you escape from the place you escaped before? We were so careful to do the same thing.
Morons.
Jack tells him about Norrington's ship outside and once again gets in their good graces. This is, of course, a quintuple cross as Jack frees Will while the other pirates attack the ship. And as fun as the sword fighting is, I will admit, my favorite stuff is just Jonathan Pryce fighting this evil dead hand. It's such a weird thing to keep cutting back to during this big battle, and I love it.
But Jack took the gold.
A gold piece as well and ends up being cursed. I also don't have many notes about this climax. Fighting in and out of the moonlight is cool. This weird thing where they put a bomb in a guy's stomach is cool.
You like pain? Try wearing a corset.
That line's a little lame, but overall the finale's pretty fun. Jack uses the bullet he's been saving for years to kill Barbossa just as Turner returns the coin with his blood.
I feel cold.
Okay, so this is admittedly a weird complaint, but for years I always thought he said, I feel old, when really he said, I feel cold.
You know.
Yeah. I think I feel old is a better line. I just love he would feel that as he gets feeling back and begins to die. If only the writers could be as smart as my terrible hearing. The pirates go back to normal, and Verbinski on his commentary track said, this is when you realize the movie was actually kind of about something. And it sounds weird, but I know what he's talking about.
Go ahead.
These pirates spent so long trying to get this curse lifted, to stop being invincible, and now that's gone, everything else they know is about to be taken away.
Whoops.
No words, no hammered in symbolism, just a good, quiet moment that lets it all
Yeah, that's just
It's a solid scene.
Well, should have thought this out more.
Once again, though, Jack is captured and about to be executed, but fear not, Will helps him escape with a rope. Really don't
him as a musketeer.
Oh,
that works.
Did any guard train for anything in this? Is someone gonna be like, look, salt? But it's cool. Elizabeth says she loves Will and not Norrington, so that convinces him to let Jack go.
Let him go?
What about Sparrow?
Oh, I think we can afford to give him 1 day's head start.
I love the look on this guy, like he's saying, has everyone just gone friggin' insane? We were literally just stopped by a rope. We cannot afford to give him a day's head start.
Elizabeth, it would never have worked between us, darling.
What a silly idea we teased for 2 more movies.
Drink up, me hearty yo-ho.
And that was Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Not perfect, but a damn good time. This is the definition of a turn your brain off movie, which is not to say a lot of people didn't need to use their brains while making it. Everyone gives the impression they're having a good time on screen. Even the ones that are a little dull still look like in a weird way they're having fun being dull. It's good to have varying degrees of believable and unbelievable, and though often cartoony,
I think that's what
a bit of
makes
an
them
edge that's welcome with
memorable.
that PG-13 rating.
Both believable
For a
and
film that we
unbelievable.
thought would be dead on arrival, you feel the effort of everyone trying to make something odd and unique. It's a good start to a good... It's a good
odd time. Let's just say odd time.
And like I said, Jack Sparrow took off and everybody wanted to be him.
To death.
Oof.
Whoa, you two died? I was only away 20 minutes.
Yeah, but in internet time, that's an eternity.
Also, there's the curse of the studio.
Oh, you mean you have to walk the earth for all eternity feeling nothing?
No, we just really want mixed spaghetti from McDonald's.
Oh.
Mixed
I never
spaghetti?
even had mixed spaghetti.
It's terrible.
But I want it.
They discontinued it because it was so terrible.
But I want it.
And I hate that I want it.
Come on, let's go hit ourselves in silence.
Okay, bye guys. See you tomorrow.
Pirates Month has just begun!
See ya on the dead man's chest.
Ah, the French.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be a while. Actually, come next time, well, let's just all say, I got a daughter and guess what's inside it? You know what's up, Dead Man's Chest. Should be fun. Actually, I think that's one of the only, like, Pirates of the Caribbean movies I never really saw. Like, I saw the first one, kind of skipped the second one, saw the third one, saw the fourth one, maybe skip the fifth one. So I got 2 movies I haven't seen. So definitely gonna be interesting. So like I said, see you in Dead Man's Chest, where hopefully just watch out for our Darth, are you? Until next time, like, subscribe for more. See ya.